Hello, good evening from Bangladesh. I'm Rez Chowdhury here, and today we have a very special guest. Her name is Jasmine Frans. Um, she's a very highly experienced global learning specialist and independent contractor. Today, she's going to talk about the ways of investing in impactful collaboration in and beyond the classroom, and also explore why it has become a critical requirement for successful teaching and learning in 2022. So, Miss, you're very welcome, and thank you so much for joining in our channel. And now you can start your presenting your session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rizwan. Good afternoon to all educational leaders and teachers. I'm Jasmine Frans, as Rizwan introduced me. I'm a mum, a teacher, an educational advisor, a coach, an independent consultant, and global learning specialist. Today, it is a great honor to be here to share my knowledge and experiences of collaboration and family engagement I've gained over time. I am very passionate about these topics as I have experienced and seen the positive impact it can have in different educational settings globally. Now, to start with, I would like us to reflect and question ourselves. As the questions pop up on the screen, I want you to think about the first words that come to mind. What is collaboration to you? Have a think. Who is responsible for collaboration in your working environment? How do you engage parents in student learning? And how do you measure the impact of collaboration and parent involvement? Deep questions for schools and teachers. Now I'm going to look at the definition of collaboration. As per the Merriam Webster dictionary, collaboration is an activity where you work jointly with others or together, especially in an intellectual endeavor. However, collaboration and parent involvement, it's got its expectations. Firstly, you have to work with others. Now, if you're anything like me, I would do anything to avoid that because I'm a person who loves to be alone. But when it comes to work, I need to be disciplined, professional, and be able to work with others. Now, working with others requires special skills. You need to be able to accept and be open to others. That goes hand in hand with respecting each others. Now, if you respect self, respecting others come easily. Without respect, collaboration cannot happen. The next one is taking ownership. Be accountable for whatever you are taking on in your team. Take ownership of projects, of lessons, of your classroom, of your parents, of the instructions that you need to follow, of leadership instruction. Take ownership. You also have to focus on solutions. Now, this I learned this the hard way. As a teacher, I got so used to listening to problems and challenges and just discussing it. After much learning and experiences and troubleshooting, I just came to a point in my life and I thought to myself, no, it's easier to focus on a solution than on the challenge or an issue. Now, if an issue is being presented, I am already thinking about how can I solve this? How can we solve this? It is also very, very important to acknowledge, identify the strengths of yourself and others, and then build on it. Identifying your strengths is obviously you know yourself, you love what you're good at, and you're proud to share that with others. Identifying and acknowledging others' strength can be a challenge, but that would also come more naturally if you can start with self. And then, of course, when there's strengths, there are weaknesses. And using our weaknesses to grow brought a lot of change and transformation within our working environment, within schools, and with individuals. So, use your weaknesses as a point of growth. Moving on, I would like to look at the 6 C's of collaboration. This is my 6 C's of collaboration. And I've got two images on the screen. The one says together, the other one says passion led us here. Now, in order for collaboration to be impactful, I've learned that there needs to be a culture, a collaborative culture within the workplace. We need to be able to show compassion amongst ourselves, to others, locally and globally, in whatever situation and wherever it is required. We look at creativity. When there's good teamwork, good communication, a collaborative culture, the creativity juices flow because teachers are not scared to communicate their ideas. Teachers are not scared to say, I've made a mistake. Professional communication develops and are improved daily. And if you think about it, if we don't have the commitment or demonstrate commitment to all of these elements, we can't become good citizens of collaboration. Now, citizenship is a buzzword in the educational landscape today because more and more people, students, parents, educators, are striving to become global learners, global teachers, and to be good global citizens. This is also found its roots now in the new Sustainable Development Goals movement. People are all working towards achieving the 17 SDGs. So, in a nutshell, if you have a collaborative culture, if you are able to show compassion, lead by example with that. If you are able to be creative, but not only be creative in isolation within your team, add to creativity. If you can communicate effectively and professionally and show the commitment to achieve all of this for impactful collaboration, you are making progress and you will continue to make progress to transform education in your school. For me, collaboration is a call to unity. They say teaching is a calling, and I firmly believe in that. I believe collaboration is a call to unity. There are so many voices when you're a teacher or an educator. But when you're in a school, it is imperative that you listen to the voice of leaders. They are there for a reason to lead. The teacher voice needs to be amplified all the time. Student voice. There needs to be a parent voice. If there's a leadership voice, a teacher voice, a student voice, and a parent voice, it means that leaders are instructing, speaking, teachers, students, and parents are listening. But there's also the reverse of that. I've put an image very close to student voice. If you don't believe this now, I have learned to come and believe this and stand firm on it. Student voice is most probably the most important voice in the landscape of education. It is time to listen to students. I'll make an example. I'll give you a scenario. I am in global learning, and everybody is doing global learning, and there's great outcomes, projects, SDG projects, global learning platforms. Do we really know whether the students are making progress? How are we measuring their progress? Do they have a say in what they want to do as global learners? Now, if we take one step down, take them back to the school, do they have a say in what they want to learn in school, in how they want to learn? Did anybody ever take time to ask these students, how did the pandemic impact your approach and your emotions and your vision of learning? And that is the same for parents. At the beginning, I asked, and I said, let's reflect. And I asked, how do you involve parents in student learning? What kind of voice do your parents have in your school? Do they come to parent meetings? Do they come to ask questions? Are they being communicated to in a language they understand? Are they being served with resources and ways of teaching effectively? Because, like I said, the pandemic has changed the landscape of education. Do parents have platforms they can communicate with you on a regular basis? Do parents have avenues and networks to go to when their internet is not working? Simple questions. But I just want to highlight why I'm saying there's a space for everyone to have a voice. Now, if we have everything in place, if all these voices are heard, are we listening? Are we responding? I firmly believe if we have good leadership, teachers have a voice, students have a voice, parents have a voice, we collaborate, we can have a very strong global voice. And if we can add to a global voice, soon our world will have a united voice to educate our learners. Someone once said, wouldn't it be wonderful if one day we can have one lesson, one global lesson on a topic for a grade globally? The same lesson. So collaboration is a call to unity. I will never forget that. It was said by a teacher in Saudi Arabia. She's a global specialist as well. I give credit to Bushra Afrin for this. She made me think. And that's why I have at the bottom of this slide, I'm saying we could speak in a united voice. Look at the big picture. All of this comes through collaboration. Now, who should be involved in collaboration and parent involvement? Firstly, self. You have to start with self. I needed to start with myself. Was I open to others? Did I respect others? Did I really listen to each other, to others? Did I always think my ideas are better? Was I willing to take on the ideas of others? When you start with self, you also have to think of leadership. Leadership is responsible to create a collaborative culture within the school, to lay the foundation, to establish and put things in motion for collaboration and effective parent involvement. Who else needs to be involved? Your colleagues, of course, your peers, students, parents, and the learning community beyond the school, locally and globally. Now, if you think of parents, why do I say parents need to be involved in collaboration within the school? Today, parents need to set up Zoom calls. They need to buy internet. They have to pay for the data. It's like being in the classroom. They're just not in the classroom. If we go to the hybrid system, many schools are doing this already, of course, globally. But consider inviting parents into your classroom as much as you can. Consider involving parents in after school activities, which I know they are part of. But I asked the question at the beginning, how do you involve parents? It is time to acknowledge the important role parents have in the education of their children. Nobody knows what's in store for 2022. Why am I highlighting parents? So that we can be prepared if we are all locked down again. We have a phase now or period now where we have that opportunity for parents to come and join a parent CPD session, have workshops with parents to teach their children how to read, have workshops with parents to explain to them what hybrid teaching is. Make sure your parents know how their children learn so that they can teach them at home with understanding of why they do things in a certain way. Call parents in to have tech sessions, how to navigate Zoom, how internet safety, right? How to access Google Classroom. Everything is about communication. We as teachers, we are frustrated when we are given an instruction and we don't know how to do it. How much more must our parents be frustrated, especially today? And then, of course, community, locally and globally. If you can get it right within your school, it's time to venture out into the wider world. The classroom is no longer a room on your school premises. The classroom is a global classroom. The students realize it, they know that. Students learn more from the internet than in many schools. So just open your classroom door and enlarge your tents so that all of us can benefit and work towards achieving a quality education for all as required by the United Nations SDG 4 goal of quality education for all. Now, the question, why? Why do we have to collaborate? Well, it's something that's being done already, right? It's just sometimes we just don't pay too much attention to it. But we collaborate to share responsibility for student learning locally and globally, to co plan and co teach. Sometimes in schools, we have 3 grade 1 classes and 4 grade 2 teachers. We need to start realizing that through planning together, co planning, we can save time. And by co teaching, we can save even more time. Because if we co plan, we will have the same lesson, and one teacher can teach it, and the other one can be that teacher's assistant. That other teacher can support those learners that's less able or more able. So co-planning and co-teaching just adds to impactful collaboration. Another reason why we need to collaborate is to establish continuous teaching and learning transformation change that is enhanced by social networks and new technology. I'll expand on that a little bit later, but for now, I want to say the word transformation or change scares people. But if we establish good collaboration, change is more acceptable because we're not in it alone. We also need to collaborate to raise staff morale and avoid teacher isolation. I don't know, but like I sometimes hear or I go into schools and I still see teachers doing things in isolation. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, if that learning or skills or achievements can be shared, it will just enhance the school. One of the greatest things of collaboration I really, really like is that collaboration opens up us up to achieve, to fail, and to transform education together. This is one thing about achieving and then saying, okay, we just did this together, but failing, it's not always something that somebody wants or a group wants to say, we did this together. So we collaborate to achieve, fail, and transform education together. It is of utmost importance. In my country, we say an injury to one is an injury to all. So see collaboration as something that will bond you as a staff and as professional stronger than anything else ever could. And in the end, you see the image of quality education one SDG 4. All of this adds to your quest to achieve a quality education. Now I've got a fact down here from the internet. According to the Global State of Digital Learning Survey, more than 30% of teachers and nearly 50% of administrators report that teacher collaboration is a top priority for them. And you can read more about it on the schoology.com blog. I think 30%, that number needs to increase. And nearly 50% of administrators report it's a top priority. What about the other 70% of teachers? And what about the other 50% of our administrations globally? Moving on. Here's more reasons why, but it pertains more to students. Of course, to develop higher order thinking skills. Even for me as an educator, really focusing on collaboration and parent involvement, it did develop my higher order thinking school skills. For students to develop social and interpersonal skills. Um, Life has gone virtual, schooling has gone virtual, but yet I have experienced globally, being involved with schools globally, that students developed their virtual social schools online and they transferred it offline. Their retention becomes much better because they are connected to others with the same challenges, with the same questions, with similar challenges as their own personally, and it just boosts their self esteem. Collaboration also exposes them to diversity, not just within their schools, possibly, but within their across schools, in the country, and then globally. Collaboration actually is a way of preparing students for life, right? It depends on how you implement it and what you apply and how you do it. Now, where do I do this? Many teachers ask. Where do you do it? In class. Every educator watching this on YouTube knows that there needs to be collaboration in the classroom. There needs to be collaboration in the school. At home, I have capitalized home because there needs to be that connect between school and home for hybrid learning with collaboration. Now you may ask me, but if a student is at home and he's the only child, who does he collaborate with? This is your moment for family engagement between school and home. Consult parents, ask parents, educate parents on how to get involved and collaborate in learning with their students. There are many ways, many ideas I can give you now, but we don't have that time. But this is your moment, like they say, seize the moment. This is the moment. Parents are waiting for the. I don't know of many parents that's not interested in their children's learning. It's up to us as educators to help them, to guide them, to spark their interest, to invest in them so that collaboration doesn't only happen in class or in school. Furthermore, of course, we must collaborate across schools, states, and countries. Collaboration across schools is very possible. But again, I'm going to reflect on one of my six C's in of collaboration, commitment. And I'm going to also reflect on the expectations. It does require commitment and taking ownership, going the extra mile. Where else can collaboration take place? Offline, school, class, home, in the field, on the sports field, um, with projects, at seminars, summits, and online, of course. Everybody knows the online um, sector has boomed. Now we come to the question of how. Oh, how do I do this? This all sounds all very good in theory. I would say from experience and what I've witnessed and the success I've seen, it is of utmost importance to build a professional learning network. Yeah, a personal one, a personal professional learning network. And then professional learning communities. We all know what professional learning communities are, so it is important to be part of that. We also need to find common ground with our colleagues in school. I mean, our subjects make us find common ground. Sometimes people are very good in tech Sometimes people are very good in the arts, graphic design, creating posters. Right? Find a common ground and share the responsibility. The other one is to join a global network. Join a global network so that you don't learn in or teach in isolation. After joining global networks, over the past 2 years, teachers have realized that we're not in this alone. There are people way across the world with the same challenges. We just don't extend ourselves to find out how they troubled through those challenges, how they made it through. There are networks out there that's doing this for you, bringing them together, giving you a voice. So do it, join them, and see what's waiting there or what they have done in the past. Do research, conduct research. Action research is so important to develop curriculum, to develop your teaching, to improve your teaching, um, to analyze data, do research, to measure impact, and to improve whatever you're doing in school already. The topics we're on today is collaboration and parent involvement. Do research about it. Create your own surveys of how you want to collaborate or what's the expectation of collaboration within your school. Do research about family involvement, how you can start with it in school. Go online and read reports of other organizations and schools that has done it. Another way to actually enhance collaboration and parent involvement in your school is to share best practices. And this can be derived from research. Um, it goes back to research, but it also takes you out of your comfort zone. You can be doing a webinar like I am doing now. You don't have to do it online globally, but you can do it within your school. You can do it across schools. You can do it for your small network of teachers that you like. But the clue here is to share best practices. And then, of course, we have to grow. You grow others, you grow networks, your own network, and you grow yourself. And I want you to look at the way I have worded this last one. First, others, then you grow your network, and then yourself. Right? Because if you want to grow, you already have come to that realization. Look around you and see who's interested and well. Just by having that first conversation, you're already helping others grow. And then, if we connect, communicate, collaborate, and create together, we can conquer. Now, how? LinkedIn. I'm a LinkedIn fan. I make no secret of that. I've got Facebook, I've got Instagram, I've got Twitter, I've got all of that. But when I want to go onto a professional platform, I go onto LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you connect to opportunity. There's even things like LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn Job Search. But I can tell you that I I am very excited to tell you about LinkedIn. Start with LinkedIn. Connect to people. You may come across people there that you have forgotten about. Right? If you join a professional platform, this is where you start building your own personal professional network. And in the end, you will arrive at having been part of a global learning network. So I promote LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn and if you don't visit it often, think about it. But I'm not telling you to join LinkedIn to click on adding people. people or whatever, use LinkedIn to develop yourself, to connect to opportunity. The job thing is another thing. They've got LinkedIn Learning. Through LinkedIn, I am here today. I met one of these, the leaders of this forum on LinkedIn. And this is what I am living evidence of what LinkedIn is capable of offering. Now we say what? 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 Who do I connect to? What do I do? Where do I go? The internet is like, I almost feel like this question should not be asked, but I also realize the internet is so overwhelming that it is important for us to point people in the direction of quality networks and organizations. I have a few here on the screen. I've got T for Education. And T for Education is a organization where you can apply to become a T4 ambassador. The founder of T4, Vikas Pota, is an advocate. He advocates for teacher development, giving students a voice. Libet Global Learning is a global learning platform that they are student focused. Everything they do points to the student. They have global projects. They have student hubs. They give teachers like you an opportunity to become speakers or facilitators at webinars like I am now. Libet Global Learning has a platform for parents. Libet Global Learning um, gives teachers an opportunity to showcase their student work. Libet Global Learning trains students to become global citizens. Libet Global Learning also trains teachers to become effective global coordinators. Then I've got the logo here of the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. I don't know if you're all familiar with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. If you're not, I'm sharing the slides with the organizers of this event and they can share it with you. You can find a way to share your email address with them and all of you will be able to access this. All of these images are linked to the pages that I'm speaking about. But the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, in my opinion, is going to be the new curriculum. Everything we do points back to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. At this point, I'm focused on SDG 4 and SDG 13, which is climate change. Familiarize yourself with that and think about how you can merge or integrate that into your curriculum. Now we have another logo here, the Center for Universal Education at Brookings. Brookings have done research to transform and improve education systems through family school engagement. I'm pointing you to them because I know that the research they've done was of high quality. They gave parents, teachers, educations, and global leaders a voice. And they are offering a workshop to schools that you can sign up for. They will respond to you directly and they will offer you a workshop that you can have in your school to look at improving um, family school engagement. They also have a playbook for family school engagement you can access on this website. And as I said, as soon as we share the slides, this link, this image, if you click on it, it will take you directly to the form and to the website. The world's largest lesson. On this image, they are in partnership. UN is in partnership with UNICEF. You have access to so many resources about the Sustainable Development Goals that you don't have to plan anything. Maybe you'll have to tweak it here or there, but it's available. It's there. Another one is to become part of the education influence movement. I don't know if you're familiar with Gavin McCormack. I spoke about having compassion. Gavin McCormack has committed to provide free education to children with no or limited access to education worldwide. If you click on this website, you have an opportunity to become an influencer at no cost, but you can offer your services also at no cost. Let's move on. Now, we have a few useful links here. I've got a link here for the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that will take you to all the resources. I've got a link to the playbook for family school engagement. I have a link for the form to sign up for the family school engagement workshop. It has to be done by a teacher. You'll have to have the permission of leadership, but this workshop can be delivered by you, and they will give you step by step instructions on how to deliver it, and you can even ask for a speaker to join you. Right? Become a T4 ambassador. Becoming a T4 country ambassador is a little bit more complicated, but becoming a T4 ambassador, put yourself out there and say, I can do this. I want to become a T4 ambassador. Go to the website and check the requirements. Join a global learning community. This link will take you to the LeapEd Global Learning website. The world's largest lesson will take you to the resources um, by the United Nations and UNICEF. Become an education influencer. So that one will take you to the website of Gavin McCormack, where you can become an education influencer. And staying in the know with other educators will take you to Edutopia. There's many more websites, but I think I want to share this with you because it has proven to be successful, impactful, and easy to navigate. Now, effective collaboration. I'm going to go back and say leadership takes ownership of cultivating a collaborative culture. If you're a teacher, a leader, whatever you are at school, in your workplace, keep the human element in the process. We are humans. We are not projects. We are people. Let's keep it that way. Right? Create your own unique collaborative culture and parent engagement systems. Right? What works for the one doesn't work for the other. So create your own unique collaborative culture. Right? Whether you're gonna all have fruit 3 o'clock and just connect, and you're gonna decide when you have your PLCs, but you're gonna do it differently. That's entirely up to the school. Be inclusive. I hear many teachers, you know, I can hear them being uninformed, they become disengaged, and they only accountable for what they're doing. Keep everyone informed, engaged, and accountable. It's one school, right? Let everybody, like I said, an injury to one is an injury to all. A success to one is a success to all. Engage in relevant activities with contextualized content. Join a network that will have activities that is relevant to your curriculum, your school, your needs, your student abilities, your knowledge. Make sure whenever you attend a webinar or create a webinar or going to facilitate at a webinar, that the content is contextualized so that you don't just switch on the Zoom and, halfway you just the screen and the other your eyes are on your phone. And be open minded. Enjoy the process. Collaboration is fun. It makes things better. It makes things better. So it's fun. Keep the fun in collaboration and parent involvement. Right? So what's next? Only you know the answer to that. Think about what are the needs of your students? What are your challenges? What are your options to do something about collaboration and parent involvement in your school? Challenge yourself and be the difference. You don't have to use my recommendations in this slide. Maybe you've heard about organizations already. Maybe there are people doing parent workshops already. But challenge yourself and be the difference. Do something about it. At this point, I want to say thank you. That's my email address if you want to contact me for any question about collaboration or parent involvement. That's my LinkedIn and that's my phone number. Other than that,
Thank
I
you.
just
Thank
want
you
to
so
say
much.
thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
Great. Great. Thank you. Miss, can you please stop sharing the screen? You can if click on it. Yes, thank you. I'm going to share a screen and going to show you. Um, can you see the exit ticket? So
I
this is the exit
cannot,
ticket.
but I will.
Uh,
Yes, I've
yes,
seen
yes,
that. Yes.
yes. Great. Okay. Okay, so today, thank you all the participants, those who joined and agreed to our speaker, and thank you, Jasmine Miss, for sharing your thoughts and ideas about collaborations. I'm sure that audience have learned a lot of things. Even I have learned lot of things. I took some screenshots, so I could apply in future. And today, dear audience, you need to fill up this form. I'm going to give the link in the chat box so all of you can fill it up and let us know what you have learned from today's session. You need to write your email, you need to write your name, and you need to write which country you belong to, and would you like to be a presenter? So it's a great opportunity for you. If you want to be a presenter for this session and any of upcoming session, you can put yes, and then what you want to present, you need to write down the topic and to elaborate the context, and is what the thing you have learned from today's session. You can write this answer and need to put submit option. And Miss, you have one certificate for you. Mr. Asnaf, and she said thank you to you for presenting your presentation, and here is a certificate for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, and bye bye, Miss.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you. Welcome.